Hey, my kinfolk, it's time to make some honey chipotle chicken tenders. Just in time for that football Sunday, Monday, or Thursday. That look good, don't it? And was. Now, I know TikTok taught us to take a paper towel and a fork to get the tenderloin out, but I don't do that. I don't like how it rips the chicken tenders in half, so I give me some kitchen shears and I just snip off the fatty piece that's hard to chew or cut. I find the rest of the tender to be a bit thin, so honestly, I could eat right through it because once it's fried and cooked, it doesn't feel that tough. But I ain't no butcher now, so you can do what you want to do. This is how I did it. Now it's time to season these things. You already know we coming in with that Mr. Make It Happen's all-purpose seasoning. It is fire. I use it on everything. Trust and believe that. Then we coming in with some dry chipotle powder that I found at Kroger. Now, we're not seasoning too much because the sauce is going to take over the whole chicken, but we are going to season chicken tenders because, duh, I don't care what kind of sauce you're putting on your meat, you got to have a good base to it. And this is seasoned perfectly just like this. Now it's time for the impatient part. You have to let this marinate. I use whole buttermilk, not 2%, whole buttermilk. Got a few cups in there, just enough so I know it could cover all the chicken tenders. Of course, we're going to season this too. You could be a little bit heavy-handed because all this seasoning is going to sit in the buttermilk when you take the chicken tenders out. I also added some cayenne pepper to this for a little bit of heat and some more AP seasoning. When it comes to frying chicken, I'm always a little bit heavy-handed with the seasonings because most of it will sit in the buttermilk mixture or fall off in the flour. You won't have all that seasoning on your chicken. Don't be scared. Then we're gonna add some hot sauce. I fell in love with this Old Bay hot sauce, y'all. It is so good. I don't know what they put in it, but it's fire. You can put as much or as little as you want to. It's not gonna be as spicy if you put more or less. Now we're gonna mix it all together, get it nice and incorporated. It should start changing colors. If it don't change colors, you did not add enough seasoning. Don't play with me, y'all. Add some more seasoning to that thing. Then put it to the side and start on that flour mixture. Now I just got about 2-3 cups of flour in here. Now you already know we come in hot and heavy with the seasoning to the flour. I got about 2-3 cups of flour here, so we're gonna come in with a lot of seasoning. Remember, all of this would not be on your chicken. Stop being scared. I always say either double or triple the seasoning you put in your flour than you did on your actual chicken. Ain't nothing about fried chicken that's healthy, so you might as well season it well. You don't want no bland fried chicken because you're wasting calories. Don't think for a second that Chick-fil-A and all these other fast food spots ain't seasoning their flour and their chicken just as good as this, okay? Anyways, mix it all up, and that chicken and that buttermilk should have marinated for about 4 or 5 hours at least. Yes, be a little bit patient. And we're gonna drain it a little bit and dump it into the flour mixture. Try to drain as much buttermilk off of the chicken as possible before you drop it in the flour because you do not want it to flake off in the oil and your butter to come off. Now it's time to mix. Leave a little bit of air in that Ziploc bag so you can move the chicken and the flour around way easier than you put all the air out of it. Once it's nice and coated, take it out. Let it sit on a wire rack. 1, to let it come to room temperature before you fry it, and 2, to let that flour adhere to that chicken. That is key for some crispy chicken, and your batter will not fall off once you start frying it. Trust me on this. Now let's start on that sauce. These are the ingredients that I use for the sauce. As you can see, it is nice and simple and does not take too much to go into the sauce. And remember, you can adjust these flavors to make it how you want it to taste. But this is how I did it. I added my chipotle peppers to a blender. Then I added some chicken broth. Usually I use about a can full of chicken broth, not a whole cup full. It might be too watery. Then just a little bit of ketchup. Yes, I said ketchup. Then we're going to add a pinch of apple cider vinegar. Do not get heavy-handed with the apple cider vinegar. If you know, you know. Blend it till it's smoother than my edges, and then go ahead and strain it over a mesh strainer to get all them seeds and that gunk out of it. Now, if you like your sausage chunky like me, you can go ahead and not strain it, but I don't like the seeds and the skin of the chipotle pepper, so I strain it really well. I get me a silicone spatula and I kind of mix it all around so all the juices can get to the bottom and the seeds can stay up top. Remember, mesh strainer, not a regular strainer. Now you see this right here? If you want that, you can keep it, but that's gonna be all the spice in this right there. If you like spicy, I say leave it in. If you don't, take it out. Now that we got all that good chipotle juice right there, we're gonna add that to a saucepan and let it cook for about 5 to 10 minutes until the water starts evaporating and it starts getting a little bit thick like me. It's gonna start bubbling, start smelling real good, and once it starts reducing a little bit, it's time to add in that honey. When it comes to honey chipotle chicken tenders, baby, I add a lot. And I mean a lot of honey. Now, once you add the honey in, it's going to change color to get like a deep crimson red. It's going to be so good. We're going to let this cook for another 2-3 minutes. It's going to thicken up really, really well. But also, when it cools, it's going to thicken even more. So we're going to let this cool for about 10 to 20 minutes while we cook the chicken. I added it back to the measuring cup and let it chill for about 20 to 30 minutes. Now let's fry that chicken. Now the key to frying chicken is making sure you have the right temperature oil. I always use a thermometer of some sort to measure my oil. Once it hits 350, I drop them tenders in. You don't want to overcrowd the pan because if you put too much chicken in, the temperature will drop and it will not cook evenly or as quickly, and your bread will start falling off. So be a little cautious. After a few minutes, I check to make sure they're not sticking together. That's too light skin, put them back in. After a few more minutes passes by, they start floating to the top more, and they should start looking golden brown and beautiful like me and like this. That is literally the perfect chicken tender. Can you tell me it's not? For me, I have to strain mine on a wire rack. I don't like paper towels or brown paper bags because all that oil sits at the bottom of it and they start getting soggy. And who wants some soggy chicken? Not me. And yes, I made a lot of tenders. I mean, look at that pile of beautifulness. Now I'm going to test the thickness of my sauce to make sure it's good. That's how I want it to look. And now we're going to put all the chicken inside of a flippity floppity bowl. I don't know the real name of it. And then we're going to add that sauce and start flippity floppity. You can add as much sauce or as little sauce as you want to, but I like to make sure that all my tenders are completely covered. If you want some left for dipping, put some to the side. But baby, if I see a little bit of brown and no red on it, I'm gonna be mad. If you don't have this kind of bowl, you can honestly just dip your tenders into the pot that you use the sauce in, or you can just put them in a Ziploc bag, but it's gonna be really, really hot. Give them a few more flips, toss them up, plate them up, and you got boom. Honey Chipotle chicken tenders. These are perfect for any game night, football night, regular night. I don't care what you're doing, baby, it's gonna be good. You can eat them plain, you can dip them in some ranch, not no blue cheese, you blue cheese eaters, and you good to go. All right, my kin folks, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, share, send to your auntie, your mama, whoever. And I'll see y'all next time. I love y'all. All right, bye.